All right, on this special segment of the Utah Story Show, we're talking to Jackie Kling about how kids get into skateboarding and snowboarding and turn off video games. It's kind of a big problem. I saw these kids at Tony Burger actually about 2 weeks ago, and they were pale white. They had no muscle at all, and they kind of stumbled in there after probably binge playing video games, and I'm like, you guys look like freaking zombies. And it's just like you're seeing more and more kids that way. How did you get into skateboarding, and how would you suggest parents get their kids into skateboarding?
I got into skateboarding when I was a young kid. I saw a couple older kids enjoying it and having so much fun. So I wanted to try it too. So I got some old decks and then, some wheels and the trucks and such. And I just started
built your own skateboard from scratch?
kind of from everyone's donating to me. And I was like, okay, awesome, I have a skateboard. So then I first started learning how to tip tap, and my father actually learned me how to do that in our garage. A tip tap is when you balance on your board and you continue to tap your board and have the control over where you're gonna lead the board to.
Oh, okay.
So it's a quick turn. It's
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. When you kind of put your foot on the back, you tip up the front.
Yeah, and keep moving around. Yep, cool. I first learned that from my father. In our garage.
How old were you?
I was little, maybe 4 or 5. Wow. I was always into doing something. Yeah.
And so you never got into video games the way?
No, I would like to play most of the video games. We had the GameCube growing up. My brother and I, we were pretty close. We, played once in a while on the video games for, rainier days. But then I'd be outside skateboarding into our little town and going around getting ice cream and then coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
thing.
One of the coolest things you can teach a kid to do is become more independent by using their own form of transportation, which bikes or skateboards are great.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I just see like fewer and fewer kids out on the sidewalks, going places because parents are just too damn afraid.
I think most of the time nowadays parents are very lazy. They kind of take the easy way out and give the kid a tablet. And that's not time management, and that's not creating a relationship with whoever you're taking care of. So as a guardian, it's most important to, have those kids go and experience skate parks, even just to watch. And someone will come up to you and say, hey, how's it going? You ready to rip? And
my little kids just love the skate parks.
Yeah.
Even though they're too little to skateboard. Just watching and taking their bikes. And so Jackie is an employee of Utah Stories. You wrote a cool story about the skate parks.
Yes.
And this one guy in particular, do you want to describe that story?
Yeah. So I went to the Holiday Park where it's next to baseball fields, like a little mini league. What I took from interviewing him for 45 minutes, his name is Kade. I learned from him that you need to start experiencing the outdoors and what it's going to bring you versus having materialistic things. They kind of take too much room up next to the TV anyway. So he picked up a skateboard, and now he's traveling the world just to skateboard. So, yeah, he moved to Utah not too long ago.
Is he pro?
No, he just kept with it. Practice and practice. And once you get to that point of there's nothing going to stop you until you land that trick. Because it gives you self-discipline, self-confidence in your own way, because you're not being taught by somebody else. You're just figuring it out on your own. And that feeling of, as Kade would say, freedom, that would mean that Kade basically told me that he preferred to go out and skateboard versus to play video games inside.
And so you said he was traveling the world with his skateboard. Is that, how old is this guy?
He was just out of college, and he didn't like to do the college sports. He was almost amateur in golf, and he just didn't want to play golf, even though he was naturally good at it. He just wanted to go skateboard because it gave him more freedom from less people yelling at you to do something and do it better.
It's more outside of the box. It's more like, it kind of makes me feel about like the kids I hung out with in high school, kind of the misfits, the people who don't fit in the category of, I'm going to be a jock, or I'm going to be the West Side, one of the West Side parking lot dudes. So that was kind of the delineation of the extremes in my high school.
Oh yeah.
Skateboarders, they fit somewhere in between. Like, you can be academic and a skateboarder, but you can also be, I don't know, a pothead and a skateboarder. Probably that's a little more common.
Maybe.
But it's like skating, I just think that I really have come to respect the sport, because you just see these kids who probably don't have the best home lives or family lives and a little bit misfit, but they're incredible skateboarders. And these skate parks that we've had along the Wasatch Front they're so fun to watch these kids just do these incredible tricks.
Yeah, so I did talk to a couple younger kids about playing video games and being out in the park, and they said, why a video game when you have a skate park? And I was like, that's what's up. Somebody taught you to go outside and learn, and I think
the real world has a lot to offer.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's probably the biggest message take away from Utah Stories magazine is get involved in the community, in the real world, and get good at something.
Definitely, yeah. Just practice and keep going. Self-discipline.
Well,
and
cool.
a sense of freedom.
Yeah. And so, Jackie went on to use her skateboarding skills to learn snowboarding and skiing
and snowboarding. Yep.
Yeah, and was an Olympian.
Yes, 2018.
Yeah. So where can people follow you and see your videos and what you've done?
I have a YouTube channel that is called The Racer's Edge. It's mostly about mindfulness now and how to get over losing something that you wish you had. Which means I lost skiing. I made the decision to ruin my knee to ski in the Olympics. So once I made that decision, I was grieving that I had lost something that meant so much to me. So that's mostly on the YouTube channel. My Instagram would be Kling is King. No spaces or underscores. And then, of course, here at Utah Stories.
Cool. Thanks for being on, Jackie.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, pick up our new issue of Utah Stories, the Nomad issue. It's about people who live all over the United States who came from Utah and are choosing to go to other locales to do things like surf and enjoy other cultures.